Do you use food to support your overall health and well-being? Are you open to learning new ideas about how food can boost the vitality of your health, body, mind, and spirit? Are you interested in learning how nutritional energetics and frequencies from the higher dimensions can support you further and supercharge your current nutrition? If so, today's show is for you. Our guest will be talking about nourishing your multidimensional body, and she'll show you how to access these frequencies and much more. So, as you know, as I like to say, get your pen and, got to get my pad ready myself. Get your pen and pad ready. Get ready. We're getting ready to take a ride in the quantum field and beyond. Buckle up. We're getting ready to go way beyond today. Buckle up. I wouldn't want you to go flying off to another dimension, or just maybe, that's exactly what you need. Welcome to the People and Pet Show. Welcome to the People and Pet Show. I'm so grateful and honored to have with us today, Cathy Hohmeyer. Cathy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's great to have you. I first met Cathy a little over like 2.5 years ago. I was listening to an online telesummit. And those that are familiar, I know Dr. Karen Kan has been on a number of the programs that were on the Akashic Academy. And I heard Karen Kan said, you got to listen to Cathy Hohmeyer. I said, oh, she was doing nutritional energetics, so probably an earlier version of what she's doing now. And I immediately signed up because I've always been fascinated how, the potential of infusing with frequencies our nutrition, our food, and how it can support us. So I had a session with Cathy. It was very interesting, very enlightening. I still come back to that recording and listen to it. We're going to talk a little bit about what she does in a little bit. And also, she's just been a great friend and colleague, very supportive. But everything from the mundane to making MP3s, which I was new to doing, and much more. So thank you, Cathy. It's been a great getting to know you over these last 2.5 years.
No, fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, thank you all for being here this morning, or if you're listening on replay. There are so many things you could be doing with your time right now. And I'm so grateful that you've chosen to spend some of it with us this morning. As I said, you're going to get a lot of value out of today's conversation. So as we're going along, make sure to give this show some loves and likes as you're seeing it on Facebook Live or on replay. If you're seeing it later on YouTube, give the show a thumbs up and subscribe. Please make sure to share out this episode now. If people that would benefit from our conversation, please have them join up. And also, please let us know where you're viewing from today. Let us know that we have many viewers here in the US, Canada, abroad. Let us know where you're seeing the show. So with that preamble, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mark Hernandez. I'm host of the People and Pets Show and owner and founder of People and Pets Energetics. I'm a holistic practitioner that helps people, animals, and spaces when they've hit the wall with health and well-being issues. Basically, I have intuitive gifts and extensive training to read the subtle energies of people, animals, spaces, situations, and much more, and then identify and release non-beneficial energies that are locking into place your health or well-being challenge. So what most commonly gets people in the door? It's usually some level of pain. They've had it for a long time. They've already consulted often their Western medical doctors, got all their tests run, done their due diligence. Maybe they see some improvement, but there's still something off. Maybe they've done some alternative work, chiro, acupuncture, other energy work, whatever it is, and it's helped them some more, but they know there's still some missing piece. So I always tell people, go through all the low-hanging fruit, those things that help 90 to 95% of the people, and for whatever reason, they're not helping you today. So what I'll do is I'll check your energy field. And then, as I said, identify and release those non-beneficial energies. I also check people's different timelines. I do different multidimensional healings. By that, I mean, I'll check your current lifetime, your past lifetimes, parallel lives, future lives, and much more. Because sometimes when things are really, really, really stuck and you just can't move forward, there are other trapped energies in those timelines. For your pets, a lot of those unwelcome behaviors, the peeing and pooing in the household, separation anxiety, excessive barking, and much more. And spaces, I'll also do remote space clearings of land, properties, because sometimes these, your home or property can be causing your health or well-being issues. So I do all my consultations primarily by phone or video technology. And occasionally I do some local holistic fairs where people can get an in-person or in-dog consult. So that's who I am and what I do in a nutshell. So let me now turn.
So Mark, I've lost you. It looks like things are working on my end. I have strong internet and I see myself moving, but I don't see Mark. Let me see if I can message him here. Okay, and I can see, I can't see comments, so I don't know if other people are seeing Mark or if I'm the one, if I'm the one that's lost in space. It looks like it froze maybe on Mark's end. Log on back.
Okay, that was very strange. I've had a lot of. Okay, I'm back. Apologize for that.
There you are.
Let me reintroduce Cathy for the second time. All right, we're going to work through these tech things. Okay, as I said, Cathy has been a professional chef in her kitchen for over 30 years. Through her energy work, she expands the idea of nourishment into the 9 dimensions. She'll be talking about what these 9 dimensions are during our conversations, and we all have access to these 9 dimensions. She uses energetics in a variety of ways in and out of the kitchen, and we'll be sharing some of them in our conversation today. So again, Cathy, thanks for being with us.
Oh yeah, fun. Yeah, I'm going to send over some light wave here for the waves. For the airwaves.
Yeah, for the show. So I'm going to go check the comments section, see who's on right now. Let's see. Okay. We have Kim from Wisconsin. Good morning. Thank you so much. We have Livia, also from down here in Texas, Livia Prue. Thank you. Let's see. Let me scroll up. Oh, sorry. And Judy Huffman says aloha. Good morning. Down in Kansas. All right. Well, thank y'all for being here. All right. So Cathy, as you know, I said in the introduction, the preamble, you know, you've been a professional chef for 30 plus years. You're incorporating energetics now into the many things you do. How did this get started? You know, you were always obviously into cooking, nutrition, but how did you make that? What were some pivotal moments in that shift to energetics to what you're doing now?
Well, actually, I'm my first life is as an occupational therapist. Oh. So I actually got training in the physical human body and how things work. And you just know that there's more than what you're doing on a physical level. And I got into sensory integration, which really, I guess, was the kind of morph into energy. On the one hand, not really knowing it then, and really interesting on how the senses work and how these kids. I was at the start of all this learning disability type of thing and seeing that, so it was really interesting to me. But I came home and started. Well, long story short, I ended up just saying, giving up my really good job. And we had started our own private occupational therapy company. I came home from Washington, D.C. I had been working there as an OT. And I was the first therapist in the schools. And long story short, I gave all that up because I wanted to see where I am now is in Lake Clear, New York. It's in the Adirondack Mountains. And I wanted to see this really be a center where people can come and rejuvenate. So for the past 30 some years, we've been developing this as I've developed my energetics. And speaking of Dr. Karen, she had a beautiful retreat here a year ago.
Yeah.
And we filled the house and it was awesome. And Karen really had encouraged me to continue the work that I was doing and to get into it. So she was really my push, my big push to get into it beyond, and get out to people beyond that, the folks that came here. So you always know that food is energy. Everything's energy, right? Food is energy. So in working with food, you just kind of, the more you expand, the more you learn, no matter where you're coming from, food or exercise or whatever, you get into the energetics realm if you keep on going. So my focus has been nutrition. I've never become a classical nutritionist, but have looked at all the diets and come back to practical, in the food realm anyway, which is my 3D, the 3D realm, making food by traditional preparations to keep the nutrients in. And then from there, we expand out into dimension 2 and 1, then up to 9 in different areas that we can touch on today.
Yeah. So. That's great. And like I said in the introduction, I mentioned that, when we talk about nourishing your multidimensional body, the 9 dimensions, some of the viewers out there may be familiar with what they are. Could you kind of briefly recap them and how we can use them in our everyday lives, or at least some of them?
Yeah, I mean, people look at the dimensions in a different way. My work is really, really sparked by the Barbara Handclough work of alchemy in the 9 dimensions.
Okay.
And this work is, to me, it just touched my heart to what I could really bring to the world in that type of realm. So she has a science. She basically discovered the science to all these dimensions. And there's more dimensions and there's sub-dimensions and all that sort of thing. But I've defined it for myself within my nutritional energetics program.
Yes.
So to me, I'll just, maybe I'll even include the earth, but should I briefly go through my focus of the dimensions?
Yeah, your take on the dimension. Absolutely.
So dimension 1, I use numbers. Now, dimension 1 is really the iron core crystal of the earth. The iron core crystal of the earth resonates to our blood. Same human frequency resonance, which is going real wacky these days. I've been following it. But I also incorporate the numbers there. The frequency numbers, our body is made of, I think Lloyd Muir describes it as 2.1 million frequencies in the body. So these frequencies all have to be playing together, and some of them can be distorted, just like a radio station. The frequencies can be distorted or even missing.
Yes.
So those frequencies can, we can do it just as, food frequency, but there are numbers to particular parts of the body that people are discovering. So I use those type of frequencies as a base. Those type of frequencies can also easily be used to energize your own water. So we may give some numbers here shortly so people can, so grab your pen and paper. We'll give you some numbers to make water. The second dimension is the most fascinating to me. It's the microbiome of your body. I do the Paralander process of microbiome energetic balancing, and it is amazing. I think it is just fascinating. It's a book about this thick. You have to kind of take it and study it. It took me years, but I've got it and I love it. It's amazing. Whereas the microbiome of the earth, second dimension of the earth, would be from the iron core crystal to the surface. So that's minerals and crystals, things of that telluric realm. 3D, I do my cooking, the traditional foods. I really concentrate on the traditional foods, cooking methods. I've been a Weston Price chapter leader from the foundation for, at least, I'm one of their longest standing chapter leaders. So I concentrate in that type of food preparation. I don't care what diet you think you need to be on. There's different things that delve into that, and just to make food nourishing no matter what you do is one of my focuses. The other is to really find if you are in a healing crisis, there's a graph that you're pretty much on. And you can identify those foods. In fact, I'm going to be part of, I call them the biocodes, but a summit in November. And we'll be telling the foods that you should have depending on which part of the graph that you're in health and healing. Really fascinating. So it's not necessarily a diet. It's what food you need at that particular time or stage. Like I was telling Mark here before, I sprained my ankle yesterday. So I'm going through the 9 dimensions and doing different processes to heal my ankle faster. So 3rd dimension, 4th dimension is more like I consider the body code, the emotion code. Getting into more of the group mind, into the quantum, things like essential oils I use in food, but also on my body and in the realm. And I'll just go through these quickly so we can go back. 5th dimension is heart space. And I just had a wonderful 2-hour conversation with someone who knows the heart-brain frequency. And you guys hold on to your hats because this is going to be awesome. That was the piece I was missing, and this is really awesome. 6th dimension are things more like the geometries. Something like I have an accelerator here. That's a geometry. 7 and 8 are light and sound. And the way that I bring that into practicality, in fact, I have a patch on so that because I injured myself yesterday, I'm keeping my body out of fight and flight and into, now this is a light patch, a light therapy patch. So I'm keeping my body into healing mode instead of all jacked up like it was on that unexpected shock that I had yesterday. And then again, with the frequencies, I mean, people do MP3s and know how well sound is very healing in the different frequencies, and there's different ones. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. The 9th dimension really goes out into kind of the black hole or kind of spins back around. So that's really the encompassing all the source that things are, around us. So that's it in a nutshell.
I know it's a lot, but that was an excellent overview description to give us a kind of like a framework, because we're going to come up on some processes shortly. So those that are viewing the show, if you have any questions for Cathy, please write in your questions or comments. So let's go ahead and go. I know we talked about you'd like to teach the audience something this morning so they get something very tangible they can take away and start using in their lives today. So what would you like to show us?
Well, like I said, people really resonate with the numbers, and you can take these numbers and, make your own infused water. Some people put them in their socks. Some people put them in their bra. So you can use the frequency numbers for those specific frequencies in your body. And this can be a process. It can be either included in like a section or process, or you can use this on your own to say, am I missing this frequency? Is this frequency in my field? And I love Lloyd Mears numbers because they're mostly body frequencies. And he was I want to say geologist, but that might not be the right term, but he used to work with rocks, and he realized that there were frequencies, and I've interviewed him. He's amazing. And I do have his book, and I always encourage people to get that, but I have some frequency numbers here, and wanted to give you a few. So if everybody has their pen and paper. Now you do have to be somewhat of a certain frequency to infuse them into your field if you're working with people, but to use them for yourself, you can actually just, like I said, write them down, put them on your hands. The best way I love is to put them on a glass of water. Did we lose you again, Mark? I think I'm going to keep going. I think we lost Mark again, so I don't know if that means the whole show. And I can't see comments, so I don't know whether to keep going or to have Mark come back and forth again, because he is frozen on my end, and I don't know if the show is still going. It still says 4 viewers there, so I'm kind of assuming. But Mark is frozen. I don't think he's with us. So what I'll do, I'll start giving numbers since I have tons of them to give. I'll start giving numbers. And then if you folks are there, then
Oh, okay. Okay. I lost you probably about 3 or 4 minutes ago. Were you talking about the numbers?
Well, I was, and I wasn't sure if people could still see me, so I didn't.
I couldn't either, and I didn't see any reactions. So let's see if people can just comment. Let us know where we may have cut off live because there was something for about 2 or 3 minutes that. Oh well, go ahead and just continue. We'll assume that it's here.
Yeah, I gave the EMF number already, and I don't know if people got it or not. So
yeah, so if those on the call can just say you got the EMF number or not, please post. Let us know. Okay, well we'll continue.
Okay, and I wasn't sure if I was live or not, so I just kept going.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so let's see some other wonderful numbers. And again, all you have to do is put this, write them out, type them out, whatever you want. Put this on a glass of water. Generally say about 6 hours to infuse the water because we know water is very infusible with frequencies. So here's another wonderful one. The elimination number for causing energy drain, which I think all of us feel.
Okay, okay, go ahead and continue with that. But the EMF, I guess we were both kicked off. So we'll go ahead and continue this. Maybe we'll come back to the EMF one.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the number. And again, if you were saying these numbers into your field, you would say them as a flowing number. I'm going to go a little slower so you can write it down, and then you can go back if you miss it. So this is the number that eliminates causing energy drain in your field. 96889396839. Okay, and here's another one that I love because if anybody knows that wine has the resveratrol that's really healthy but doesn't want to drink alcohol, well, here's the number for resveratrol. So you can have your glass of wine right in your water. Here's the number: 688-746-67587.
Okay.
Okay. And oxygen. Now I have this wonderful, there's a machine called a beamer that increases the oxygen in your body field. My friend uses that, and I have one of her older ones. But here's a number to increase the oxygen in your cell, which is very important.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a very long number.
Okay.
So I'm going to say it in pieces to say it slower. But again, if you were reading it into your field, you would read it as a continuous number with no gaps.
Right.
969, 889, 929, 69, 987, 96.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually put all of these numbers on one glass of water. They're all a separate frequency that would be infused. And I'll leave you with one more, which is going to help the planet. So you could put this all over your yard if you wanted to. This is the master protection number for trees and plants.
Okay.
So we'll give the earth, and this is a very long number as well. 827 374 848 683 8689.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So so the people, like you said, they can infuse it, either like type it out, tape it to a glass, and these frequencies will be infused like water or whatever through intention, right? Because okay. Yeah, because
yeah, these are and especially with the plants number, you could actually put it on a glass of water and water your plants.
Got it.
In your trees, if in your yard, if anyone is looks like it's struggling with all the things in the air that we have, or even inside plants, that's a master protection number.
Yeah. Okay. Would you like to come back to the EMF number, or one more time repeat that one? Because I know we got cut out at the beginning. So.
It looks like we needed that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So 836 848 795 78.
78. Okay. That's for EMF protection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find that people who are just entering kind of the energy field and looking at it, people resonate with that because they know radio stations have a frequency, and people can resonate with that fairly easily. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, great. Let's see. Christy Warnick has joined us. She says hi. We need to show the comments this morning. All right. Thanks, Christy, for spending some time with us. Okay. Yeah. If you have any other questions, let me see. Right. Okay. I think I've seen all the comments for now. All right. So going a little bit to your practice, when people contact you for a consultation over the last 6 months, what are like the top 2 things they've been asking for help with?
The top 2 things. A lot of times it might be what I consider kind of looping situation, like what I call the biocodes, looping healing reactions that might be autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia, basically energy drain. People just don't understand why something isn't coming up. I have folks who will come to me for very short sessions, like say they sprained their ankle, or somebody just said, hey, I have to sit in a car for 10 hours and my hip is really bothering me. Can you do a short session to see if we can eliminate some of that? So I might do a body code or a motion code, or actually I kind of bring out the process and I see what is your energy need? So I'll say, okay, what dimension do I need to go to for the best, best healing for you right now?
Yeah.
And take a look at what you might need. There might be an emotion blocking. There might be a microbiome that needs to be balancing. Maybe you just need some infusions of accelerators and higher level frequencies just to balance things out. So I actually see where the client's energy. I tap in and see what their energy needs and what process they are going to benefit from the processes that I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I've been thinking a lot lately with the numbers, especially I've come across a number of people, again, not exclusively, but more senior populations with just memory issues. Some have said dementia stuff, or in a different way, seen some lately cases of people looping where they repeat the same question like every 2 minutes and didn't remember they'd answered it. Can numbers or your 90 nutritional energetics be of support with stuff like that?
That is something more in the kind of emotional role that is, and this is totally fascinating. It's I want to say a blockage. You can call it a parasite if you want. It is a loop that you need to stop and extract. And this has been a super fascinating thing that I've gotten into recently. And you can see, like you said, the stories repeating. You do this process and the stories stop. You extract that looping energy, the looping parasite, the lower energy, whatever you want to call it, that just keeps telling the story. You extract that and the story stops. In fact, you find that clients stutter, and I've been playing around with this myself. And I try to tell a story from a situation in, like, for example, I have customers at my lodge. I run the Lake Clear Lodge Retreat. In fact, we have a live webcam over our energetic portal. It's awesome. If anybody wants to go to it at any point, it's lakeclearlodge.com/webcam. And that is a beautiful mountain lake scenery with an energy vortex there. And but the looping is fascinating. I had someone extract one from me that was more like, okay, when you're in my 3D realm of serving customers, you're just never good enough. You get reviews, you get criticized, blah, blah, blah. And we have wonderful people, but I'm pretty sensitive to it. And you know, someone came in and they were like, oh, we're confused, we don't know what's going on. But I had an extraction the day before of I'm never adequate enough to serve customers. We're never, you're never perfect. But that bothers me. But I had that extracted. And I tried to tell the story to someone in the kitchen that someone was doing that, and I was stuttering. That means that we extracted that program, and I couldn't tell that story anymore.
Very interesting.
It's amazing. So I would love to share that process with people. That's one of the newest ones that I do, and it's fascinating. I'd love to tell you about it, Mark.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more because I'm very intrigued, especially with, again, not exclusively, but sometimes, again, don't want to overgeneralize, but sometimes senior populations are having challenges absorbing the nutrition, the physical supplements. If you can give them, I said, the frequency of whatever they need, wow, that could be a big boost.
Well, and since you brought that up, I don't want to forget this, so I do want to mention it. There's also the multidimensional integration system. You have to make sure that is open for them, because that is, in my learnings, that is something that is like akin to our own, mouth taking in physical food. There's also an area that takes in the frequencies, and that's generally in your throat area as well. So check their multidimensional integration system and make sure that is clear and open for the frequencies that they can take in, because frequencies you really can't OD on. Your body's going to take in what it needs. Unlike food, where we can take too much of one thing or another, or vitamins or minerals, might have a little bit of a reaction. That's not the case with frequencies. So make sure their multidimensional integration system is open and flowing to take in the frequencies. And what I like to tell people, there are people who do not eat food. They're called breatharians. So we know it's a real thing. They do not eat food. So they're taking in prana, chi, whatever you want to call it, in some kind of method. So when people go, oh, I don't know about this frequency stuff, you go, there's people who take in frequencies because they don't eat physical food, or at least very, very little. So that's one concrete example that this really is possible.
Absolutely. Just going to turn to the comments. Judy Huffman. Yeah, she reiterates, just speaking the numbers, repeat 7 to 11 times. Yeah, cool. All right. Okay. All right. So, can you share with us a few of your, like, 1 or 2 of your favorite all-time success story with clients, where they were before and after working with you, some of the amazing results I know you get?
Well, early on, when I was when I met you, Mark, I was doing some sessions, and I do them also remotely, which means that I'm not necessarily connected with the client one-to-one on the phone or video or anything. And sometimes people do that because the timing is a little off, and there was somebody on the other side of the world, and their arm had been frozen, not 100%, but they really had limited range of motion in their arm. So I did the session, and then I was gonna, send the report. I usually keep the sessions. I was gonna send the report, and then people listen. And I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember her messaging me. She goes, "Oh my gosh, my arm is moving." More that my range of motion has just improved drastically. And to me, because I've never worked with people, way across the world, in a lot of times. That was one that I particularly remember because it's like, oh, wow, this stuff is amazing. We are connected. Our field is connected. And when the intent and trust is there, things really do happen. So yeah. I just love that. And the current example of somebody who said, I'm driving for a number of hours and my hip is hurting. She messaged me later on and said her car ride was pretty smooth as far as any aches and pains while she was sitting. So that was really awesome. She goes, I know you worked on me. I could tell the second you did. We've done a lot of sessions together. So we're pretty connected in the field, I think.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. So great. Again, write any, if you have any comments, let's see, just thank you, Christy, for sharing out this episode of the People and Pet Show. I appreciate it. Again, viewers out there, if you have any questions, can frequencies help me with this or that? Please write in your questions or comments. You know? All right. And also, we discussed that you'd like to lead us through some type of group process.
Yeah, I do. With Christy and I got to meet at Karen Can's retreat here at my place. So that was really awesome. She and I both do the light wave process, which is it encompasses a lot of things, but one of the things it does is the colors of frequency. Now, I teach a class called the colors of food, which every color is a frequency. Every color of food is a different nutrient.
Yes.
So that's how I kind of weave the energetics in with, food itself. So they say, eat a rainbow. And obviously what they, are meaning is all those colors are different nutrients. So if you have trouble with deciding what's good, bad, or indifferent, just eat eat different colors. Different colors have the different nutrients. And there's tons of charts on the internet. So you can actually, Google the colors of foods and do that in terms of practicality in your kitchen. Just eat a lot of foods. And if you want to look up a certain one, they're there. The greens, the blues, really amazing stuff. The reds that more have to do with your blood and grounding. Kind of chakra colors, the food colors, the energy colors. So in terms of that, we can take a look at the chakras. And there's a number of processes that we can do. I'm just going to hook into folks watching this and on the replay. And I start a little, what I call a bubble of a coning, which is an energetic kind of safety bubble.
Yeah.
So only us and any higher assistants are allowed into our little bubble. And let's see what chakra is the most important to balance for those on the call and on the replay. Is it the first? Nope. Second, third, fourth. Okay, so I'm going to keep, it looks like the fourth. I'm going to double check the fifth, sixth, seventh. No. Okay, so it looks like the fourth chakra, which is an apple green color, is going to be the most important for those on the call and on the replay. Now, of course, the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. But the color for that, and I always tell people, bring it into practicality. And I'm just going to pick up that apple green color and send it out via light wave.
Yeah.
To everybody on the call and on the replay. And let's make sure that, let's just intend that our multidimensional integration system is open and receiving. But you can also see this beautiful kind of apple green, like a Granny Smith apple green, pulsing in your heart area. And this one governs the heart, the lungs, the thymus, the circulatory system, shoulders, upper back, blood, diaphragm, and breast. And what I tell people to bring it into practicality, if you're having any issues with those, different areas of your body, wear apple green. Infuse, surround yourself with an apple green color for the heart chakra. So you can really take these colors into, account. I have different blankets. I worked with Dr. Karen's dog, speaking of working with pets. And this was a few years ago, but he needed a certain color. So she got him, I think it was a dark blue blanket. I can't remember what you were working on.
Yeah.
But he needed the color dark blue. So she got him a dark blue blanket, and he slept on that dark blue blanket for a while.
Yeah.
So that's the way you can use different colors and the frequencies of the colors into practicality. The foods you eat, the clothes you wear, and the colors you surround yourself with.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's the apple green for your heart chakra.
All right. So let us know if, give us any feedback if you experience something, feel same, different, not sure. Please write in your comments. Let's see. Just one more for Christy. Just giving you a shout out. Wonderful and beautiful lodge and retreat lodge on Lake Clear in upstate New York. So, thank you.
And I'm actually doing my first nutritional energetics retreat in the first weekend in November.
Okay.
It's somewhat last minute, but I know that I won't get it together if I don't. I've got a few people signed up already, and if anybody is inspired to come and join me in the Adirondack Mountains, I'll be doing a retreat in November and also in the spring of 2020. So spring and fall, I'll be doing my nutritional energetics retreat. And anytime you come and stay for a getaway, I can always, because I love this stuff, I always make time for either cooking classes, energetics classes. We can do sessions, you know, Dow's numbers, do an emotion code, body code sort of thing, and whatever anybody needs at the time. So it's a whole lot of fun.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, great. All right. Well, do you have any final comments, definitely, before we start closing out and you share your information, how they can learn more about your retreats and much more?
Yeah. Well, we kind of went through the dimension, but I also would like to share an accelerator with everybody. I can do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is more what I consider the sixth dimension geometric form, because manifestation comes down from, you know, from source to into sound and light into geometric form. So accelerators like this are geometric forms with energetic geometric forms that I can share. So within the light process, I'm going to pick up the energy from the cup of light and send it to everybody. This inspires new beginnings, restores life force, and purifies the energy of one's spirit.
Yeah.
Regenerates the mind, body, and human soul. And we are really at a pivotal time right now in our human energetics, and whether you call it ascension or, you know, growing process in the energy world. We're really at a critical time, and everybody needs to do their processes now. So it's a very interesting time. I think there's tons of you beautiful people out there that are doing the work. So I congratulate everybody.
Yeah, no, I definitely know that, the importance of kind of like daily energetic maintenance, spiritual hygiene, and all that. Things are pretty intense right now. You know, I find that recently I was just revisiting that, update my practices, make sure they're current with the current energies. So yeah. Well, great. So Cathy, if you'd like to share with the audience how they can, where they can find you on social media, phone, or whatever out, if they want to learn more, even more, go deeper with your work.
Yeah, well, I'm at, like I said, even for a getaway, I think our resort is, and Christy can attest, I do clearings here, energetic clearings. It's kind of unlike any other resort. There's not probably too many of us that work energetics within the resort. I energize my food. I get a lot of local, wonderful stuff, which resonates with you when you're here on the space. I do clearings in my rooms and my 25 acres as a whole. We've got a beautiful energetic portal out on our lake. So just as a getaway, even if, you know, you come with your family and they're not into it, you can still go to a really energized getaway here. My most important comment that I've ever had in my guest book was, we've stayed here before and we think there's magic here. So that just warmed my heart on that one. Yeah, on Facebook, I do have certainly my personal page, Cathy Hohmeyer, Cathy with a C. I also have the Nutritional Energetics Pantry. So if you're kind of beginning to get into energetics or just want to look at food energy or making good food preparations, the Nutritional Energetics Pantry on Facebook is a good one. I do have a private group, mostly for folks who've gone into my programs. It's a support group. There's a number of people there that will guide you through. I will be starting the Nutritional Energetics program again just after my retreat in November. So coming up all of October will be some webinars, some free webinars to guide you in, to do some processes, to explain a little bit more about what I do and the areas to get involved in. And then my website is Nourishing 9D. So Nourishing number 9, D as in dimension. So Nourishing 9D. And I'm revamping all of that now because of all the new awesome things that are coming in, like the extractions and the heart space frequency. I'm very thrilled and just amazed at the people who have just come into my life.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, Cathy, thank you very much for our conversation today. It's always been enlightening. I always learn new things, and it's getting my wheels to turn again about nutritional energetics and frequencies and all those good things. So thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, Mark. Love this. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Okay.
So, as y'all know, we go on the air every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Please remember to comment, share, like, love this episode and others. If you're seeing it through Facebook, there. If you're seeing it on the People and Pets channel on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the People and Pets channel. As you know, each week we bring leading guests in the areas of holistic health and wellness for people, animals, spaces, and much more. Next week, my guest will be Denise Mange. She's a pet expert and the founder of Pet Prana. She combines traditional healing techniques with numerology, meditation, and energetic considerations of pet guardianship. Her work highlights how everyday interaction with your pets have the power to transform us. You want to be here. She's amazing. I heard her probably about a year ago on another telesummit. I'm very honored and happy she'll be joining us next week. So hold the date next week, October 8th. So as you know, you can always find me at the People and Pets Energetics here on Facebook or my website, peopleandpetsenergetics.com. If you have some burning issue on your plate where, as I said, you've already exhausted other known things and you're still about the same, let's have a conversation. So again, thank you everyone for being here, seeing it live or on replay. And everyone have a great day, a blessed week, and we'll be in touch real soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.